Well, today we're looking at the Volkswagen Jetta GLI. A lot of people know the iconic Volkswagen Golf GTI. This is like the cousin of the GTI, the sedan version called GLI. Volkswagen Jetta sales have been very strong ever since they introduced this latest model. Sales up over 170%. That's mostly because they made the car bigger, it is the largest vehicle in the compact class, and it is a lot cheaper, starting at under $16,000 for a 2-liter base motor. Then you go up to a 2.5-liter motor, then you get into the TDI clean diesel, and finally we have the top of the range, the GLI, with a turbocharged 2-liter motor. The biggest knock on the base model Jetta, now granted this car starts at just under $16,000, is it had a hard plastic dash. Now you always have to frame this in the price. It starts at just under $16,000. So when Volkswagen brings out a car like this, the GLI, at just under $28,000, you have to update the interior. The Jetta sold in Europe does come standard with a soft touch dash, so they brought that dash to North America, and that's only available in the GLI. We're hoping that as time goes along, they'll migrate this good looking dash down into the cheaper cars. Also with the GLI, you get sport seats that come with a 2-tone fake suede called Alcantara and vinyl, which are very nicely finished. It's only in Canada, not the United States, only in Canada you can get the leather seats that we have in this car here for just over $2,000. The other thing, you get red stitching on the sports seats that give it a nice accent. Also red stitching on the good-looking GLI steering wheel and also on the shifter here in the center console. It's a nice looking package. Volkswagen has always made very clean, elegant looking designs. This one is no different. It comes with automatic climate control on the GLI trim and the optional Fender stereo. If you're a person that likes higher end audio, do yourself a favor and spend the $1,400 for the navigation and the stereo, because the Fender unit is crisp, it's clear, it's not over boosted and modulated like you get with some stereos like Bose, for example. So if you like music, spend the extra money and get the Fender system. The one thing I'm not crazy about, it was really fussy to set up with my Bluetooth. My Bluetooth streaming audio from my phone always kicked me off every single time I got into the car, and I find it kind of awkward to go back and forth between preset radio buttons and just the blank screen. It's kind of annoying. You always have to dial in the presets. Other than that, functional, easy to use, very comfortable, and a much better interior than the cheaper models. The Jetta body is already a very clean design, and the updates to this GLI on the outside are tasteful. They include a unique front grille, bigger front spoiler and rear valance, smoke taillights, bigger brakes, a lower stance, and 17 or 18-inch wheels. Underneath, the car is totally reworked with a fully independent suspension with stiffer springs, thicker control arms, and 15mm lower ride height. Now this GLI, just like the GTI, comes with a 2-liter turbocharged engine with 200 horsepower. It's used extensively across the Volkswagen range, and Volkswagen calls it their premium engine. Now that's matched to either a 6-speed manual or optional and more expensive dual-clutch DSG transmission equipped in this car. It gets paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, or you can shift it manually on the center console, plus it has a sports mode to get the most out of this potent engine. 200 horsepower isn't at the top of range in this class, but it does get the job done. I actually had a chance at the launch of this vehicle to drive around Mosport, and I have to tell you, with the independent rear suspension instead of the torsion beam suspension that comes on the cheaper Jetta models, this car was really unflappable. It did everything you asked it to, and it even made up for some inadequacies of the driver. When you made a mistake, the car was very forgiving and brought you back from the edge with absolutely no effort at all. But a lot of people are wondering, how does it compare to the GTI? Well, as I mentioned right off the beginning, this is the biggest car in the compact segment. It has a long wheelbase, so you get a smoother ride over basic city pavement, and you don't get that dartiness, the really agile feel you get with the GTI. But that's not a bad thing. This is the car for somebody that would like to have a GTI, but needs a little bit more room in the back seat and a big lockable trunk. The GTI is nowhere near as big as this car on the inside. You get the best of both worlds. You get that GTI look, and you get the same engine and suspension, bigger brakes as well, but you get a bigger package to make it a livable car every day. This GLI is not cheap. It starts at roughly $27,500. To get the DSG transmission, you got to go up to almost $29,000. The wheels are a relative bargain to get the 18-inch wheels at just under $1,000. Over $2,000 to get the leather interior, just over $1,000 to get the navigation system. Then you add in even more money to get the power moonroof. Add it all up, the car that's sitting here is almost $35,000. That's not cheap. I would suspect a lot of people will go for a fairly stripped down GLI. The option you have is you can get a fully equipped GLI or a very stripped down base model premium luxury sedan like a base 3 Series, say, from BMW. A lot of people will like all the toys that this car has, but doesn't have the badge appeal. The thing about this GLI is hopefully a lot of the advancements and refinements that have gone into this car will trickle down to the cheaper models in the years to come. Like the soft touch dash would definitely be welcome.